that trended in the course of the week. Subhanallah, mine for me is the explosion in Ibadan, and it put me on my toes. It got me worried about my next door neighbor. What is he bringing into the house? Who's checking at the gates to ensure that funny things are not brought into the. Who do you know? How do you know what your neighbor is storing in the house? Subhanallah. What do you think, Sister Wasila?
It's a very difficult thing to know what the neighbor is bringing in because it's unlike before. In those days you are aware about everything. Everybody is neighbor, and then the community is the children and everybody. We are together. But here now, everybody just close their doors, and you don't even know what. Some will even come in the night, leave very early in the morning. You hardly see them, and for some just greet them, except those that are in your compound alone, you understand?
Yeah.
But in the other compound, you don't know what they have, what they are doing, and the only good thing is that in our own compound, it's easier, let's say, to some extent. You know the time, meaning that you know the time that some of the neighbor can come in and all that. But in the other compound, you don't know. There are a lot of buildings there also. You don't know what they're doing in the next house. You don't know. So it's a bit difficult.
Right. We're all in Allah's hands. What was it for you? What trended for you? Or what was the trending event that caught your attention, rather?
Just like you made mention of, the Ibadan one is there, and it's very sad because some of us, we have
families.
some people in Ibadan. We pray that for those that have lost their souls, we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on them.
Amen.
And for those that they are trying to recover, we pray that Allah makes it easier for them.
Amen.
The other one is a good news, which I'm very, very happy about.
My namesake, right? Ha ha ha.
Yes, she really scattered everything, and she scattered everything, and
she broke the glass ceiling. She broke it, broke the tables, dismantled. Mashallah.
The everything. When I listened to her speech,
No.
before initially I was like, oh, she was the overall, everybody was saying, but when I listened to her speech, it got me emotional. All the things that could easily stop her.
No.
But something that for every step that she took backward, she took like 3 steps forward. Alhamdulillah. It's very important to have support system, and I pray that Allah continue to bless her new family.
Amen.
And there for her.
Amen.
She's really somebody that has really inspired a lot of people. She battled cancer, robbery, divorce in the process of just PhD alone.
No.
I pray everything works out fine for her. It's that story that really that really lifted somebody's spirit.
Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, I'm sure we'll get her on this show. I'm working on it already. So all hands on deck. Let's try to get her here. Inshallah ta'ala. Good. Mariam, anything from your side? What trended for you in the course of the week? By the way, Mariam is not on our soil here. She's an Abroadian, right? She's across the oceans, mashallah. So what trended for you? Or what trending event caught your attention in the course of the week? Maria Mansa, we need to bring on Dr. Adegunju Kabir Adewala. He's our guest for today. He's with the Department of Counselor Education, Faculty of Education, University of Ilorin. He's a counseling psychologist. And why are we bringing him on? We want him to school us on how to cope with stress. How to cope with the challenges that life throws at us, Islamic way of dealing with stress, and week. So it brought and that's why we brought our counseling cycle.
Stressed. Who actually, how do we know that, okay, we are stressed and, what
you have a role to pay to your creator, which is your Allah.
No.
Are you with me?
No.
Now, if an issue now occurred, maybe for example, there's a transfer of an issue from your work, where you are working. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
And you are unable to hold, or maybe your defense mechanism, what you are using as a guide for you to control the stress, is now weak, is now defeated. As a result of this, it will, if you don't have someone by your side, or maybe the kind of partner someone don't have what it takes to come in order for you to give you a succor, in order for you to alleviate the problem of that stress, it will just continue that way, and it will affect everything. And as a result, you will see many people resorting to suicide. They will not try to commit the suicide. Are you getting it?
Right.
For example, like one typical example that happened with that banker, that lady, that happened at Ikorodu.
Yes, sir.
Maybe she has someone that she's not sharing her matter with. We used to say that problem share is
It's
half
problem
solved.
solved, yes.
It's half solved, not totally solved. Though.
Half
It's
solved, yes.
Yeah, and the prayer is to get the right person to discuss with. But in a situation whereby the person you are talking with, such a person is unable to hold his own problem too. The kind of guide that we give you will not be able to solve your own. But before we now go into maybe the counseling implication to the what they call coping with the stress in a life, in our daily activity. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
But we need to look at the genesis of that stress.
Okay.
When this is known, so that we now know how to address it. Somebody that is working, maybe let's pick that lady as an example.
Right.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
When you are working, there's what we call job satisfaction in counseling.
True.
This job satisfaction is talking about what you want to. When there is what we call job satisfaction, everything you do there, you are not doing that job because of the monetary benefit.
Very
Hello?
true. I'm with you, sir. The job satisfaction is not about the money. It's not the necessary. It's the inner peace and the joy that you feel just by being on that job.
Yes. Now looking at the situation in Nigeria today, somebody that have gone to school to go and read maybe mechanical engineering.
Yes, sir.
Engineer. Are you got engineering? Are you with me?
Yes.
When the person is done, he has the mind that, oh, let me look for a company that will give me the job, where I'll be taking care of their what do you call
machinery, equipment. Yes.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, he finished for maybe like 5 or 7 years back. He has nothing to be done. So somebody now telling him that, can you work in the bank? After all, during your days in school, you did the calculation and all this and that, and you are smart enough to be working with us. That is not what he
desired.
He for. But that is the situation that he met himself. Tell me, such a person will never perform better like someone that has gone to school to go and read accounting or banking and finance.
True.
As a result of this, why doing this job? Maybe when the money is given, now calculating, I have 3 children at home, my wife is there, she's not working. So, and he has in mind that, okay, at the end of the day, they'll be giving like 100,000. Out of that 100,000 for my, my bills to pay at home and all this and that. At the end of the day, when he now get the salary, he spent, now trying to calculate, but that money cannot take him home. As a result of that, the stress will set in. When you now get back home, trying to explain the situation of things to the wife at home, the responsibility at work is different from the one that you need to play at home.
Of course.
In as much that the stress that you are coming, that you are expressing at work, you bring it back home. Are you with me?
Yes.
So when that one are coming in, and the money and the budget that you have, the both cannot be able to meet up with your budget. That one will now come in. The ability to do your role with your wife and with your kids interference of that problem of the work will come in. In counseling, that's what we call interpersonal problem. The vocational is now coming in, affecting the
home front.
What do you call the family matters.
Right.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Somebody that don't have a settled mind, please tell me, how will you now communicate with your God? You just saying that the askar that's supposed to say in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. So by the time you come back home, you have something that you are thinking of. You can just say that. Let me just say it and go. I know Allah will take it from me. And it goes beyond that. Will you tell me that such a person will wake up in the midnight and say, I want to do tajud? Only what you'll be waiting for is the time they will call Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. Immediately you hear that one, you will rush down to the mosque. So, as a result of these trends, a lot of things will be affected. If, for the same thing, if it is a wife, and a lot of research have suggested that the women have what they call low, they have what they call the low coping capability when it comes to the life challenges. Yes, it is because of an emotional dependency that you are taking in the family. How do I mean that majority of if anything affects you, everything that you do is that I'm going home to go and meet my husband, so we need to share this together. Are you getting me?
Right.
So, but if your husband is the one that cannot give the right advice, it will add sort to that injury.
Very true.
That's the reason why you see some in abroad. I've been to what do you call many advanced countries. I've been to America. I've been to Sweden. I've been to UK. Many places like that. I noticed that the problem they have is a mental health issue. It is because that their coping ability is very, very low.
Okay.
Because a lot of things their government have done it for them. What to eat is not their problem. Where to live is not their problem. For you to cope in Nigeria, especially the situation we are living right now, one need to be very, very strong. The lady need to be iron lady like you.
So
yes. Yeah, you need to have 5. You understand what I'm saying? For example, now in abroad, if you are there, you have your job. The government has already built out. You are not the one to be thinking of, hey, when am I going to build my own house? It's not your problem. Okay? How am I going to take care of my kids? It's not your problem. When the government knows that you are not working, they will be supporting you. There's the money that they will need to be given to you. Let me take Sweden, for example. If you have like 4 children now, their own system, they don't believe in marriage. That let me go and marry and we have 3 or 4 children. No. But their government want to increase their manpower. As in, they want to try as much as possible to invest
in human capacity.
Yes. So they want people to work and do this. But now they are not saying that, okay, even if you are immigrants, come in with our own country. With whether you give birth to these children in our country or you bring them from where you are coming from, we are less concerned. But in as much you are paying tax, there's a particular amount of money equivalent to Nigerian money. It's like 150,000 for one child. So if you have 2 children, are you getting me? If you have 2, now they will be giving you the money of 3 children. If you have 4, they will be giving you 6. Tell me, that one it is enough for you.
Hey,
taking care of you and the children. But here in Nigeria,
which country is that?
Sweden, sister Wasila, you're inside my head. I'm already planning my Japa moves.
that's Sweden.
Okay, sir.
Because they really believe that when you are working and they are taking tax from you, this tax we are taking from you, we are giving it back to you.
Okay.
Yes. So as they are doing that, tell me, you know the price, how much they are selling the liter of this petrol now. If you want to tell me that I don't have car, at least you have generator, because we don't have stable electricity. All this problem is not their problem up there. So someone that have gone to work, when you are done, coming back home, you are thinking of, Ileya is coming. I need to buy, to do this, to do that for my children. My husband is working, truly. but the money he's taking cannot take him home. Like many of us that we are working in the university, many people, they are thinking that we are there. We are not. We are not. We are not there. If I tell you, someone on my level, somebody with PhD, with 4 years experience, we cannot go home with 200,000. And I have 4 kids. I want them to have better education because it's not being subsidized by our government. So all this thinking, it will be there. How stress will not set in? Stress must set in. But ability to cope, it is now my responsibility and your responsibility.
So, if I may cut in, doctor, please. So, this ability to cope, is it something you can learn? Is it inbuilt, or is it circumstantial? You know, because you've established stress is normal. Like it's part of life. So if it is part of life, then we must be prepared to cope with this stress. Mariam, you are here on this call. I mean, chook mouth now. Wasn't they stop? You hear Sweden now.
Yes,
See what they
I was
do.
just waiting.
Okay.
No, that's the question, and Sister Wasila already asked this when she started. But so I'll just reiterate on the question that she asked earlier, which is, first of all, thank you very much, sir, for really explain. I always like people who can go down to the basics. What is stress? That was amazing. It was very beautiful that you gave examples of that everyone can, that very relatable examples that all of us can relate with, and that's amazing. Okay, so the question that Sister Wasila asked, which is about emotional intelligence, and alhamdulillah, you did mention something about it, is, you see, when we were growing up, hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Mariam. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So I was saying, so the question that we, Sister Wasila, touched on, when we were growing up, oftentimes we were told, oh, Nino Tombi, which is like a child, you don't have the right to be angry. Like, what right do you have to be angry? That sort of thing. Or a man will be a man. Why are you crying? And stuff like that. And over time, people are into your space, all this, psychotherapy, and they now say, oh, this is kind of child abuse, and it affects the emotional sensitivity of children.
And there's trauma, there's child trauma. You don't heal from the child trauma, and can.
Yeah, exactly. But when we were growing up, we understood what the elders were saying. They were trying to tell us that these things are parts of life, and you need to be prepared for them. And they did prepare us. One of the things I think they did was grounding us. Alhamdulillah, you mentioned it. For example, you talked about Adhkar, doing our Adhkar, connecting with your creator. And it's not just about reciting, it's about having that connection. And you said that, but once you're stressed and you miss that connection. So it's we know understanding what should come first, which is have that connection, because it is that connection with Allah that is going to help you cope with the stress.
Sure.
But the other grounding our fathers gave us was Oriki. And now when you say Oriki, people are turning their noses up. Like you said, many Muslims saying, I said, you don't understand Yoruba. For example, I give you an example. My son, one day, we're doing litter picking. Sidiko Foundation, they were doing a program where we're doing Ramadan project, and we picked half a ton of litter. I'm in the UK, in Eastwood. And my son used to go with me. He was 11 then. So one day we were picking the litter, and a bike brushed past. And my son shook. So I said, why are you shaking? So then someone else had and said, how can you call your son Omoluwo? And I said, Olu means custodian. Awo means secret. Oluawo is the custodian of secrets. That means you're like SSS, MI5. That's who they were. Just because they're dependent on the genes for their fortification doesn't make them evil. They needed to fortify themselves. Just like you said, we need to fortify ourselves with Afkar. So my question is, all these things that are really helpful for coping, grounding ourselves with Afkar, making sure these our children know. So these are children, are they grounded? Do they know who their ancestors are? Do they know who they are? You know, the things we ground our children with. That one my son did, and I said, don't let anyone bully you. So when my child goes away knowing that they won't be on sharing for any of them, is he going to misbehave? Onioluwo means a disciplinarian. Are you going to now start misbehaving when your ancestors were the disciplinarians? When that's who you are. Know who you are. It's not even about daddy or mommy. So whether your daddy is there, mommy is there, there is a level of behavior that you will maintain because you are grounded. So I'll just only make on Guni as you were talking. I hope I'm not speaking wrong.
Of course you're allowed.
It's beautiful. So yes, her question about ability to cope is what I really want you to, the way you stress, explain it very nicely to us. Give us examples of what should we do to be able to cope, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Let me address that. Now that we are taking ourselves into series of things that can lead to stress, are you getting me? You see, we have a lot of what we call interventions in counseling that we normally use to manage stress. And we have a lot, but the one that I know that very easy, that I easily explain to you, that you can make use of without the presence of the support of a counselor, to be able to get out of what you call distress. We call it cognitive behavioral therapy. Are you getting me? This technique is very, very useful. You see, the proponent of this technique is Albert Ellis. According to him, he said, we are product of our thinking. And he moved further to say that when our belief system is affected, everything about us will not go well. So, as a result of this, he now said that when we see an individual being exhibited maladjusted behavior, we should try as much as possible to check the belief system of such an individual. Are you getting me?
Right.
So, if our belief system is affected, the problem will come in, and the stress, the level of our stress will get higher, and as a result of this, it will trigger another issue. So from there, another problem will come, and will not be able to hold the center. So Albert Ellis move further by saying that for us to address the issue of stress, we should firstly check ourselves. And he now said the step that we need to take for someone that being stressed, are you getting me? Is that, hello?
What with you, sir? I'm all ears. What with you, sir?
That we need to identify the negative.
I am taking notes, sir. We are with you.
Okay. So, number one thing that we need to do is that we need to identify the negative thoughts that is leading to that stress. Because everything we do, the way we are reasoning, sometimes when someone says something, the way I will perceive it will differ from the way you will perceive it. It depends on the situation on the ground. Are you getting me?
Yes,
so,
sir.
if you are thinking rightly, you'll be able to know that, this what happened. So when an issue occurred, don't sit down on your own and think of it. What caused this stress? Are you with me?
Yes,
if
sir.
you'll be able to identify that, so we call it identify negative thought patterns.
Okay.
So we now need to encourage the individual to recognize by the time this thing happened to you, in the morning by the time you left home, you are not like this. When your mood had changed, what brought this? They will not be telling you that when I was going, it was about to enter the office, and now I hit my leg with maybe something at the door. So when I got into office, I met them having a meeting. The first thing the manager said was that, hey, I came late, this and that. And the way he was addressing me, I don't like it. Are you getting me? As a result of this, it means they don't believe me. They don't believe in me. They don't have trust in me. They don't have this, they don't have that. So, as a result of that, you will not be thinking that, and any other thing that you want to do, that thinking or that belief will take the good side of you. So, from there, you will not be able to get yourself, and everything will get scattered. So
Very
now,
true.
if we are now trying to trace back that what we call this, what the source. So the number one thing that we need to do is that we need to identify the negative thoughts or thinking that bringing this thing or the events let me put it that way, so that it'll be easy for you. When I say event, it is something that causes it. So that event that bringing in the stress, you need to identify it. Without getting to the root, you won't be able to find the answer to that stress. The causes of that stress need to be identified. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
That's number one. Then when you now see that thinking that is coming, there's no correlation with eating your leg with the door before you get in with what. So what you are need to do is that when you have identified that, I'm thinking that because I hit my leg to the door, I'm now trying to relate it with what happened at the meeting. Are you with me?
Yes.
So the best thing for you to now do is that you need to challenge that irrational thinking. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
You've identified the source. Hello?
Yes, sir. We're with you, sir.
You now get the root that, okay, because I was thinking that I hit my leg to what? To the door on my way coming into to my office. So getting there, you already have the event that you want to have the meeting. But that meeting, the outcome of it was not good for you. So you're not trying to link them together. Whereas that your thinking is irrational. You need to be rational. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Number one, we need to try as much as possible to identify that thought that bringing in the stress or the event that bringing in that irrational thinking.
Yes.
So that's the number one. Number two, you need to restructure. What they call? You need to restructure your your thoughts. Okay. You need to ask yourself, what is the correlation between me eating my leg, then coming in, and something happened? Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
This cognitive restructuring, they define it as a useful technique being used to detect unhappy feelings in an individual.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Then they also saying that we can also use it to reframe distorted or negative thinking.
Right.
So when your thinking is being distorted, problem will set in. So then you're thinking, you're not thinking that I'm being irrational. I need to be rational. So now you need not to be restructuring that thinking. No, this thing is not what I think it caused the problem. This is supposed to be the right one. So we now set it in. The number one that I said that we need to identify the source of that negative thinking. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. So once you've identified that, you now restructure that thought process that is leading you astray, that is making you connect dots that shouldn't be connected, isolated events that are connecting them because of that negative thought. You now need to unwind it and restructure it, rewire it, right? Yeah.
I will give you certificate as a person at the end of this program because you are going together with me.
Yes, sir.
Now, when that has been done, we now move further to what we call behavioral activation. Before you are being irrational. Is that not?
Yes, sir.
Now you are rational. Is that not? No. So that new behavior that you have developed, eating my leg, together with what happened at the meeting, there's no correlation. I need to be myself and I need to be rational. That is not the source of my problem. So I'm supposed to be at that meeting before they start it.
True.
And I'm supposed to have done what is expected of me to do. If I do it, I will contribute meaningfully at that meeting.
True. My
coming late is the source of my issue. So as a result of this, now what do I need to do to get over this and not to be thinking that people are looking at me negatively? So the new behavior that you have developed by coming to meeting at a time, coming to work at the right time. So you need to get this together, and that is a new behavior that you have developed. You need now to activate this new behavior. You now need to be focusing on engaging in a positive and enjoyable activity to improve the mood, overall well-being. That's one. Then the number two, you need to create structured daily routine to promote a sense of accomplishment and purpose.
Right.
That's the third one. Then the fourth one, they call it mindfulness and relaxation techniques.
Okay.
How do I mean with that? Is that when an event occurs, do not react immediately.
Yes, sure. That one he had though. He had giddy go.
Yes. I know.
That one is a bit hard.
A bit scary. It's very hard.
Wait. You see, you cannot tell me that you have not met some people, even among the people, maybe your bosses, that you have worked with in the past. There are many of them. Immediately something happens like this, they will react. There are some, no matter what happens, they will just be looking at you like this. Like Mrs. Wasila is looking at me.
Yes, so.
They know what to say. Even Rasulullah said it, that when an issue occurs, do not quick react. And in counseling, they used to tell us that heart, don't react. Heart, don't react. Don't say that because someone has done this, I need to do this. It's wrong. You will spoil things. Let me bring you back. An event occurred in 9/11. You know, you remember 9/11?
Yes.
George Bush was the president of America. When they said that, what they call this place?
The World Trade Center.
World Trade Center was attacked. They said it was attacked by Al Qaeda. Was it not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden was the leader.
Yes.
And he was the causes of the something. So immediately that thing happened, George Bush, he wanted to ask. He said, "Where is that? What they call Osama bin Laden? Where he came from? Where is country?" They're not trying to remind me that, okay, it's something that you know. This man is from America, but he's no more living in America. He's right now in Libya. So they have all the information. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So immediately this thing happened. You know, it was psychologists. First person that went straight to go and meet the George Bush. We were not telling him that, please, sir, do not utter anyone. Don't say anything because they know him. He can quickly go into action. What he wanted to do initially, that he want to tell all the soldiers, number officers, all of them, wherever the Osama bin Laden is, they must go there. They must turn that place to ashes. If they cannot bring him alive, they go and kill him. All the Al Qaeda. I don't want to hear about them. That was the mind that George Bush had that time. But the presence of that psychologist was telling him that, sir, don't utter any word, don't say anything. Whatever you say is now become a law. Do not do this, do not do that. That is the method we are talking about. No matter how hot that thing is.
I think our president and governors of Nigeria need that kind of psychologist.
Therapy.
Before they talk sometimes.
Yes. Even at home, we need that. Me, myself, I have temperament, but anytime, any day, I remember this technique, I'll just relax. I'll be looking at my wife. She will talk, and we call it silent approach. So, these mindful and relaxation techniques, whatever will happen, do not talk. Because anything that you say, the prophet said, when you are being annoyed, do not talk. Do not say any word. Because anything you say, it will not solve the situation.
True.
It will cause more harm.
Yorùbá ní pé ẹyin lòun once tó bá ti jábọ́ ó ti dàrú ó ti dàgbò nǹkan rú. Yeah.
So, you know, what we need to do at that time is teach what we call mindfulness and meditation and deep breathing. You don't ask the person, breathe in, breathe out. Do not talk. Don't worry. Everything will be good. I'm not here to tell you that you are bad. I'm not saying that everything you have said is not good. You are a right person. You can do it. Everyone here will believe in you. Just relax. Don't say anything. Don't utter any word. So, at the end of the day, if you be able to do that, to correct yourself, this exercise, you will promote what we call relaxation and reduce of anxiety. Because there's no way that you are, if you are being stressed, if you are unable to control it, what we call anxiety will set in. And it will lead to mental health problem. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
No matter how the thing is this is a style that many people they have. Even the Yoruba woman saw one when the
Kawaruru.
so you need to relax. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
And try to be mindful of what you want to say, your utterances, so that you will not spoil the thing that you are trying to. Then you need to encourage what we call, they said, encourage staying present in the moment to prevent overwhelming thoughts about the past or the future. So when you are being angered and you make decision, you make the wrong one. So that is it. Then the last one, this is what we call problem solving skills.
Right.
The problem solving skills will come in by trying as much as possible to assist an individual in breaking down the complex of the problem into manageable parts. For example, somebody is telling you that, I want to go to Canada. I was told that I need to write IELTS, and for me to get that money is 100 and something. And when I'm done with that, I will still need to get international passport. And after that, I will need to get the proof of fund. And after that, I'm going to get one certificate. So, if you want to come in to help such a person, everything that you want to do, for example, I am a coach. I used to help many people to apply for admission, especially in second country. And let me say, in Sweden in particular, that Sweden is where my family is. They are there. I have 4 kids with my wife.
Sir, because of time, we need you to quickly round up that for us, please, sir.
Okay. So, when, for example, now somebody said, I want to go to Sweden. I'm not starting from, the school fee is 4 million naira. Then after that, you pay for proof of fund, another 7 million. Then you do this, you do that. That such a person will not be able to do it. But that complex problem, you need to break it down into a manageable part. How? You just tell them, only what you need to do is that you pay for application fee and get international passport. That's the first stage. You know, such a person will have the courage to do it. So, okay, this is my international passport. How much is application fee? Pay 70,000 Nigerian money. We convert it to Swedish krono. We will do it. You know, the person will ask that, what the next step? You are solving the problem. But the next step is when you are given the admission, the next thing to do, let's pick the course of your own area so that you'll be able to do it very well. Take this. You need to take 4 courses. After that, you have been given the admission, okay? You need to pay for proof of fund. This is the amount of money you need to pay. This is the application for resident permits. If you are taking it little by little, the person will not be
overwhelmed or stressed.
Yes, and not be lost away. So whatever the problem you have, you need to break it from complex to simplest. You need to simplify and make it manageable.
Right.
So manageable way so that the person will do
All right, sir. So, thank you very much, sir, for that. What I would just say is that for the little time you have spent with us, you have told us, you have made us understand what stress is and how we can actually cope with stress. I like the fact that you made mention of especially that situation where you said we should not react. That one is very hard, I won't tell you. Especially, it's very hard, especially for people that doesn't like to keep something in their mind, you understand? Those are the people that, let's move on, you understand? But one of the things I realized with over time is that one of the techniques that usually help, which I will add to what our doctor has been saying since, is that as Muslims, we should try to read the Surah. You will see a lot of the challenges that a lot of all these companions, the prophets, and the Quran, you read it. Like this morning, I was just going through, and Allah just gave us the verse, that in the example, Allah gave the example of Lut's wife and Noah's wife as the disobedient wife, and gave example of Maryam and
Asya
and Prehal's wife.
Asya,
yes, as good wife. I was like, this is something. All of this. Then you see stress, family stress. You have come across that. The main objective is when you are doing something, let me just do it sincerely for the sake of Allah. But one thing is, when that stress is pushing you so much, please, for Allah's sake, let's try and see a professional. And I know Dr. Adeguju is there. There are many counselors that they are there that you can actually see. Then there are people that, you know, that they are so negative. I've come across some people that the aura brings negativity. They just get annoyed unnecessarily and things like that. The best option, sir, to just distance yourself from that kind of people, especially people that when they come in,
they are very toxic, very toxic people.
Negative. Their environment or anything, they just get activity. You don't know, you'll be speaking with them, you don't know what you do to them, and they are just like that. But you don't want to overstress your mental distance. Just say that, oh, let me just distance myself from this kind of people.
Sister Wasila, you cannot distance yourself from me. You cannot distance yourself from me. Sister Wasila,
are you part of the people that do you bring negativity? That okay, let me just distance myself from this kind of people. And I know, and it works for me perfectly, because although before, you know, there is the hadith that says that, oh, you will not want to say, I don't want to keep malice with people. So you are just accepting their excesses every time. And sometimes it gets to a stage that this thing is becoming as if they want to be taking you for granted. So you just say, these people, they are overstressing you. Instead of you to, they'll do something and you are like, oh, I'll be thinking about them for a whole, especially for people like us that doesn't like to put things in our mind. You know? So you just say,
believe it or not, we're out of time. Technique. We're out of time. We need to.
Is that a good technique? Please, let's stop quickly after this one.
Right.
Yes, the technique is applicable. And that's what we call silent technique. Are you getting me? So you need to place people to where they belong. When you see that this person cannot give, or they are not, that in their life they are not being positive. Anything you talk to them, they will turn it down. So when you identify them and you know that they are thinking it is not in line with something that you want, instead of you to bring them in and to spoil your joy, it is better to let them be. And that's what we call silent technique. And that relaxation. You see some people, when you are talking to them, you just see that they just break out. They are no more talking to you. They are just looking. Everything that you are saying, they will not answer.
All right. Thank you, sir. I think we need to bring you back again. Doctor, my sister, what do you think? I think we will need to bring you back again, sir. If you have the time, let us know when, so that we can call it coping with stress too, so that we can continue like that. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Mariam, your final remarks as we wind down?
Yes, just to say thank you, that the first bit of my question he answered when I asked about childhood trauma. It was so beautiful when he started giving that first, identify the source of the negative thoughts. And because I've always had this question in mind. So thank you very much, sir. It was a very, very impactful session. Thank you.
All right, and like Sister Wasila said, we're going to go bring you back again, inshallah ta'ala. But today, this is where we draw the curtain on today's show. A very big thank you to you, sir, for your time and your primary school, nursery school explanation. Like, it took you home for us. Jazakumullah khairan. Right. To all of our listeners and viewers, we'll see you same time next week with another beautiful package of The Other Woman. Until then, stay blessed. Have a beautiful weekend. Assalamu alaikum.